So it's the day before takeoff. It is Thursday morning, and my neighbor's weed whipping. But this is the opportunity I got. But here we go. I got to get all this kind of broken down and consolidated, get it in the truck, and get ready to go up north tomorrow. Here's all the YakAttack prizes and gifts and stuff from Rich, Owl's Nest. I got to go through some of my tackle. Garage is a mess. But we got to get all this kind of packed in the truck, get everything situated, so when I get up tomorrow morning, I can hit the road. There's my little buddy, Duke. Hey, boy. Hey, boy. So yeah, that's that. So let's get everything stripped off here, into the truck, and ready for a 4-hour drive up north. So we're officially loaded down. Friday morning. Got a lot of stuff stripped off the yak for travel. You know, normally I leave my screen, it's there. Threw an extra strap on it. But we are loaded down, ready to go. All right, you guys, we're rolling out of the neighborhood. About 3.5 hour drive, so straight north, 75 north. Not too far from 75, so gonna make my way over there, hop on, start heading north, and take my time getting up there. It's 9 a.m. Just gonna keep an eye on things. Long way to drag a trailer with a kayak on it, so just gonna take my time, get there safely, and I'll check in with you guys when we get north. All right, guys, we made it. Well, actually, we're not there yet. I gotta get to Petoskey yet, but we're in town at the Indian River. This is where I'm gonna be staying tonight. Actually, the Indian River is kind of it's only like a 20-minute drive to the lake we're gonna be fishing. It's about a 30-minute drive to Petoskey. But I am staying in the Indian River. You guys know me, I love the Indian River, love the Burt Lake area. So with that being said, let's take a second and talk about one of my sponsors for this video. Are you guys looking to come up north this summer and do some bass fishing, walleye fishing, or just get away for a weekend with the family and enjoy the inland waterway right up here in northern Michigan? Be sure to check out the Stargate Motel and the Totem Lodge, located roughly a mile south of the Indian River. Right back behind me here is the main highway. What the Stargate has to offer here for you fishermen that have electronics, batteries that need to be charged. Number one, you have a huge parking lot. It's a huge parking lot here to harbor your boats, to get everything prepped, or at the end of the day, get everything cleaned up after your fishing trip. They have electric ports all over from one end to the other up from the hotel to be able to charge your boats. Now, if you're coming up to northern Michigan to do a little trail riding, they got you covered. Right here at the property of the Stargate Hotel, we have a trailhead to one of the main trails right up here in northern Michigan, and again, a huge parking lot. If you're bringing up a trailer full of side-by-sides, dirt bikes, four-wheelers, that type of thing, you're going to want to check out the Stargate Hotel. Not only do they have 20+ rooms, they also have a cabin, a cottage here. They have a trailer over here to host you bigger groups. So be sure to look them up. That's the Stargate Motel plus Totem Lodge right here in Indian River, Michigan, just 1 mile south of town. So if a little more off the beaten path is what you're interested in, just down the road a little bit further, we have the Totem Lodge. Back behind me here, we have the Moose Lodge. To my left, we have the Chipmunk Lodge. These they sleep 5 to 6 people per cabin. They have a few cabins here. They also have a whole row of hotel rooms right here. I'll give you guys a look at those. Once again, thank you to the Stargate Motel. Thank you to the owner, Elizabeth. Thank you to the manager, Terry. You guys are the best in the game. Treated me with open arms, awesome hospitality. Looking forward to getting a good night's rest in the digs here in the Moose Lodge.
And then this is a little present for you here. So we got you.
Oh, sweet.
A hat to represent us.
Awesome.
And, we had actually Aaron, the one that helped me start it last year. He's actually our Angler of the Year from last year. His dad's a state trooper, and he had about 25 of these made for us for the purpose of for our sponsors and for people that support us to give as donations and gifts. So thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
It'll be nice there. The winners will get a plaque, so we had one made up for you. So you can display that for you, and that's our robotics program does that. With their printer here. So yeah, they made those up, and they're the ones that do our plaque. So Trevin got a little bigger style one for his.
Okay.
So,
oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
You got you a sticker there for you.
Nice.
One of the gentlemen, he did a workshop. He painted lures for us.
Yep.
We had about 10 kids, and they all walked away with their own bait. So he painted a bunch for me, and so I wanted to give you that.
Nice.
I know you're a jerk bait guy.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Awesome. Oh.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Lucas. How are you? I'm Benjamin.
Lucas.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, thanks for making the trip.
Yeah, no problem. It's a good trip. I like coming up here. I was just up here 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we do a trip at Burt Lake.
Okay.
I got older brothers, my dad, my uncles. Like it's an annual thing. Mm-hmm. Been doing that a long time, so.
That's great.
Yeah, I like the area.
Yeah.
This is awesome up here.
Yeah, it is. It's a good spot to get out and
It is.
be active. And,
yeah, it's not a bad drive for me either. I mean, it's straight up 75, so it's.
Are you coming from where now again?
So today I live in Lake Orion now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did my student teaching there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So I grew up in the Thumb.
Yep. Caseville?
Yes.
Yep.
So I grew up there, and 4 years ago we moved to Lake Orion.
Okay.
Just for work and stuff. It just made life a lot easier rather than traveling, because I was driving a lot. And told my wife, I said, why don't we do this like 10 years ago?
Lucas and I, we never met. We saw each other in a parking lot.
Yeah.
On Lake St. Clair.
That was about a year ago now.
And I remember seeing him in a YouTube video, which I just happened to stumble upon because he was on Burt Lake. And I said hi to him, and then I emailed him about 3-4 months ago, and here we are. So he's got some great knowledge and information, but the big thing too is, and he said in his videos, he's just a guy like anyone else.
Yeah.
There's no.
And I'm not really good at public speaking or nothing like that, so if you guys got questions for me. Introduced to kayak fishing by a now friend of mine, a mutual friend at the time, and really fell in love with it. And I didn't really understand why. And at the time I had a brand new boat, and I found myself, the boat was in the garage more, and I was in the kayak more than I was the boat. So I just I actually sold that boat. A year later bought another one, and then ended up selling that boat, and then I just stuck with the kayak. But the thing is, for me, it's the opportunity. So boats come with a lot of headaches and issues and stuff like that, extra costs. So for me, just to want to be able to go fishing, the kayak was my number one option. So that's where I'm at now. So I didn't, like when I was your guys' age, I wasn't fishing out of a kayak. This is kind of new to me the last few years, but it's a whole, I do it because I feel like it's more of a challenge. And my dad, when I was growing up, he always told me, you'll drive over more fish in a boat than you'll ever catch. So, and that's another, that's another method of madness for me, is that if I know there's fish in an area, I'm going to figure out how to catch them rather than cruising all over the lake. Because when I had a boat, I wanted to be in 30 different spots at once, right? Where now, if I'm kayak fishing, I actually take the time, like Joshua had the map pulled up, and we're looking at the map and stuff. So what I do is I figure out this based off the wind and things like that, because you guys know you fish out of kayaks, the wind's your number one enemy. So I base my trip off of, I'll look at the map and I'm going to hit these spots, and then based off the wind, I work my way around. And I'm right-handed, so I try to work, I take all these things in consideration. Like if I'm working a shoreline or I'm working boat docks, I'm going to work them clockwise, because I always cast to my left. And then it's just, because it takes a while to get around on a lake with a kayak, but if you can take those little steps, utilizing wind direction and just the direction you can. So yeah, kayak fishing to me has been, it just turned into a passion. This is the kayak you guys seen outside is now my 5th kayak I've had in the last 4 years. I started out with a paddle, Pelican, went from that to that was a sit-in style. I went up to a sit-on style, and then I went into a pedal drive. But for me, being taller, I couldn't get comfortable in a pedal drive. I'm getting hip pain, back pain. So I actually got into the one I'm in now, which is a motorized kayak.
What are maybe some top 3 tips that you would give then, like maybe tying your rod to the, boat, or
So what I would do, I mean, for my sit-in style, you guys throw an anchor out or anything? You use an anchor?
No,
Okay.
I like to cruise.
cruise.
Okay.
I cruise with mine sometimes. I sometimes throw it behind me and I
Yep.
let it, throw one behind me and let it cruise right behind me. Then I just throw another one out.
So an anchor is a good thing to have because if you're on a spot and you catch one, it's nice to throw it out and be able to, you know, deal with the fish, get the hook out of them, and then be right, because again, we'll go back to the wind. The wind could blow you clear across the lake by the time you're done messing with the fish and everything else. So I like using an anchor. What I always did is I use shorter rods. So like I would use 6'8" rods when I was in the sitting kayak, because then I could actually shove them in. I'd have 2 in with me. One I was fishing, but I would only bring 1 tackle box. But it would be like a bag like this, maybe a little bit smaller. I'd just put them between my legs. And I'd have 2 rods in with me, and then 1 I was fishing with. But I mean, you're obviously limited to what you can take with you on those, right? And then when you get to a kayak like mine, you end up taking way more than you ever would use, you know, which is, I'll load that thing up. Kind of embarrassing, but my first ever being in a live tournament, kind of like the event tomorrow, it was at Wolverine Lake. And I think I had caught 3 fish. Was doing really well, and was fishing boat docks, skipping a wacky rig under boat docks, and lost my balance, flipped right out of the kayak, and granted I was only in like 5 foot of water, but that inflatable, I found out they do work, because as soon as I hit the water, it just exploded, and I stayed afloat right there. But yeah, so I mean, it happens. I mean, I fell out last year, actually completely flipped my last kayak last April on Lake St. Clair. So I mean, it happens. It's just, one thing you gotta learn is if you guys continue to be kayak fishermen, one of the things you really want to do is get the kayak in the water and take all your gear off it and actually flip it, or you know, and get used to being able to get yourself back in, especially the sit-in style, because those aren't easy to do. I think a lot of those you're going to have to get yourself back to shore to get into them. But the bigger ones, the sit-on-top style, you want to flip them, you want to fall out, you want to learn how to get yourself back on, because it's inevitable, it'll happen. Like I say, I've been doing it 5 years, and it still happens to me.
Even the great Chad Hoover.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, my best, if I just stay seated, I'm usually pretty good. You know, what the lake has, I would take my #1 bait today when I go there is going to be either a mega bass dark sleeper or a jig head with a swim bait.
Sleeper.
What kind of bait is that?
It's just a little swim bait.
Okay.
I can show you. Yeah, you might have some, but just a little swim bait. It's called the Dark Sleeper.
How you said it.
So it's made by Mega Bass. That's a brand, and then it's got a weedless profile, but it's a pre-rigged. Yes, right there. Yep, that would be that. This will probably be my #1 bait today, especially for smallmouth, because smallmouth eat gobies, and well, they imitate a goby. So that's my #1 smallmouth bait, next to a 1/4 ounce jig head with a 3-inch swim bait on the back, and then I'll throw a jerk bait. So I'll have a jerk bait tied on with me too, just to play around a little bit, see if I can get one to hit top water. But really just a really small profile, a tube. So like that is similar to a tube style bait. It's a swim bait. I don't swim that. I work that. Are you guys familiar with the Ned rig?
Yes.
I work that like a Ned rig. I just bomb it out there, let it hit bottom, and I slowly crawl the bottom with it. I'll pop it, because what you're really trying to imitate a goby. And I don't know if you've ever seen gobies underwater, but when they go, they scoot. You know what I mean? That's your confidence bait, right? So mine in particular is green pumpkin. It's a baby bass with a chartreuse dipped tail. I don't have any of them here, but that's my favorite one. For whatever reason, that one's caught me the most. But it's probably caught me the most because I don't throw anything else either. But a friend of mine actually made a bunch of baits. So we'll lay them out on the table. So the wacky rig, and then the Ned rig. We also have packs of Ned rigs here. I believe there's 5 in each pack. So I feel like the seminar went real well. We're gonna head to the lake and fish now, and hopefully, you know, maybe catch a fish while I'm up here. Any luck? You did?
Yeah.
Right. You need the wind to die a little bit.
I'm still trying to get used to this, so it's like,
Oh yeah.
I feel like I'm all flat.
No, I know it's calmer up. You know, it's over here and over there, but
Yeah.
you kind of got to do the drift thing.
This is only my
Okay. All right. All right, you guys, I battled the wind. Caught a few small bass, some rock bass, all that. But, you know, tomorrow morning, gonna help Josh will get set up and try to get down here early. And I'm just gonna try to catch 3 bass first thing, if I can. And, you know, and then just kind of hang loose. Lines in at 7:15, lines out at 11:30. So it should be a good day. The weather appears to be good as of now. The wind died right down, so hopefully tomorrow morning it's exactly like it is now, and these kids can get some fish. It sounds like a lot of the kids caught fish today, so really hoping for them. It should be a good competition between all the kids and whatnot, so should be a good time. And so I'm gonna head back to the cabin, open it up. I haven't even been in there yet. Check it out, and then try to find me a bite. I mean, it's 9 o'clock already, so it'd be a late night bite, but that's all right. And get a good night's sleep and back at her in the morning. All right, so we're in. Put the kayak right here. So let's go in and check out the digs. We're in. All right. Wow. Okay. Okay. Let's get some lights on in here. All right. So, full amenities. Okay. Welcome lodges. Get you a little paperwork here. You know, give you a little information. Got this. We got a fridge running. I can hear it. Coffee ready to go. You know, I was wondering about this. Be able to get up and have me some coffee. Microwave. Got a big screen in the corner. Okay. There's that. What more could you ask for? Really? I mean, fully accommodated. Impressive.
Yeah, these are my teammates, Dwight, is Reach, and Gordon. Yeah, this is Amber's. Come on, babe, I want to ride the roller coaster. Hey, Derek. Sweet.
All right, so it's the morning of. It's Saturday, June 1st. So, just went outside. It's actually relatively warm out there this morning. So, just got out of the shower, cleaned up, we're coffeeed up, hooked the kayak up, and we're gonna head to Crooked Lake. So, check in with you guys when we get to the water. The lake looks fantastic.
You don't have to have an expensive bass boat. You don't have to have the newest and latest information. You can just go out with a rod and go catch fish. So the reason why Lucas and I, we love fishing, he spoke yesterday about it. We have Lucas over here on his camera here, so you might want to say hi to the camera because you will be on YouTube. He's done an awesome job of sponsoring us. We have other organizations in the community, Cedar Swamp. Josh from Josh and Lures here, he has made some lures for us for the day. Our robotics program at our high school created these plaques for everybody. Dan from Gaylord has provided gift cards from us for the winter. So there's a lot of people that want this to be successful. So my dream a year ago was nothing like this. So it's been awesome. Lucas and Josh and everyone else is just an example of how we're all fishermen. Okay, that's one thing we have in common, and we've got different skill sets, and I hope today you guys have a lot of fun. If there are issues, feel free to reach out to one of your coaches. My cell phone number is on there. I just ask that you don't spam me or call me or share that information. But if you have an emergency, call me, okay? I'll have my phone on me. Make sure your life jackets are on at all times, okay? Anybody not have one? Awesome. Lucas talked about yesterday the importance of having a life jacket, and you really want to make sure it's zipped, okay? If it's uncomfortable, you need to do it, because if you flip over and that life jacket is unzipped and that comes off, you might as well not even wear one. Okay, so make sure that thing is zipped, and that's gonna save your life if that kayak flips. All right? Any questions on that? Nope. Oh, okay. Are you ready? Yeah. Ready? It was.
Justin's taking off, so you need to go with him. Stay closer.
All right, everybody. It's the morning of the tournament. All the young anglers are launched and underway, and I'm just gonna kind of poke around. We're gonna check in on some, check some different spots. Not gonna get too crazy competitive. Gentleman did make me a lure. His name's not on here. I already forgot his name. But Jocelyn Lures. So he said he had watched one of my videos, and I was actually looking for a perch jerkbait, and the brand I wanted, they didn't have one, and he said he remembered my video, so he made me one. Really cool. Jocelyn Lures, custom painted lures for master baiters. So yeah, we got a bunch of kids over here to my left in the middle. I'll pan the camera over there, and see if we can. I just want to catch 3, and then I'll be happy. I don't want to skunk in the tournament, but you know, whatever. I may have to throw the swim bait a little bit. Fish. Immediately. Or is it weed? Oh, fish. We'll get him in here. I mean, that one hit it right as it, I don't know if he's gonna measure, but it he hit it right when it hit the water. Largemouth. You know, I really wanted to catch some smallmouth up here, but maybe we'll try to find them later. Yeah, nice smallie, probably 15-incher. Good job, bud. Oh, your rod's hanging out. Oh, it's floating behind you. Great big rock bass. Look at this thing. There we go. B&J drop shop. There's fish everywhere, man, but they just ain't been Ain't been biting. Are they?
Yeah. Man, I don't want to stress the bag. It's very expensive. A series. Open camera.
Yeah.
Got one? Oh yeah.
Yeah, boy.
No, oh, come on.
Oh, no.
That's nice. Whatever. They're all over here.
Oh, he's all wrapped in the weeds. There we go. It's actually a really good one.
I think we found the spot. Yeah, there's a ton of them. Either reline. I'm trying, dude. I'm just running a wacky rig.
Yeah, I'm just running like a purple worm, you know, on a drop shot. Okay, so how'd it go?
It was about, okay.
Okay.
But I had a 16-inch small.
16 inch smaller?
That was really good, yeah.
Nice. Were you guys at this end of the lake?
We went all over. We went to the island. There was nothing. We went around the island. There was nothing.
Yeah, I was around the island. Actually, that's where I ended up catching. I caught one right out front here, and then the rest on the back side of the island.
Okay.
But a small school came through of like 12 bass, so I picked 2 of them off, and then all the bigger ones I seen, they were too skittish. They wouldn't bite.
I noticed that too. They were getting spooked by a Ned rig.
Yeah.
Which is.
Yeah, and I was trying to like cast past them, you know,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and then work it to them. But it's still, they were on to me.
We had Brady Olson in second, Jerry Johnston in third, Benjamin Schultz in fourth, Timothy Daniels in fifth, Caleb Weeder in sixth, Ryan Azzapardi in seventh, Trevin Boyce in eighth, Elijah Brinkman in ninth, and Caden Archie in 10th. And we will recognize 11th place as well, because those were the catches we had. We had Brody Lutz in 11th. And what I want to say is it was a tough bite. I was in front of Lucas on his live scope, and he's watching fish, he sees fish, he casts, and he's like, yep, they're not gonna bite. So it was a tough day, and so for everybody that had bites in that, kudos to you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with Harbor Springs, okay? Harbor Springs, I would like you to be able to come up. You can pick 2 items for Baba.
Alright, if you guys want to
Do you mind if I give it?
Go. No. Go ahead. Hurry up, boys.
Oh yeah, I'll show you after.
Justin, that's Petoskey. Oh. No, that's.
Yeah, that's Petoskey.
Everybody squeeze in as tight as you can.
Oh no, I cut a little hard. Thanks for the shirt. Are we getting food?
Got him?
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you're not in the top 3, head out.
All right, you guys, so that's going to be a wrap. First of all, shout out to Joshua Hudson. He has put in a lot of work to make this one single tournament happen. Not only a ton of work to make the Northman Anglers, this whole thing, a reality, but he's put in a ton of work to make this single tournament happen. There was 35 young anglers there. Shout out to each and every one of you. Even if you didn't catch a fish, I hope you continue your journey of kayak fishing. And shout out to the Northman Anglers. Shout out to Petoskey High School. I also got a travel mug here for coffee. I got a sticker. They made me some soft plastics here. They also hand painted me a jerkbait. We're going to be trying that out. I also got a little plaque that they made for the first annual Spring Splash with my channel name on here. Really cool. Shout out to all you guys up there. Shout out to the sponsors, the Totem Lodge, YakAttack for sponsoring some really great prizes. And shout out to Rich from Owl's Nest Outdoors for donating bags and bags and bags of soft plastic. So hope this video really encourages you guys to continue kayak fishing, all you young anglers. I hope if you're watching and you're an influencer like myself, you take an opportunity to influence the younger generation in ways like I just did for this trip. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one.